The Arcturian Quantum Societal Report. The lattice that already sings. Quantum opening consciousness hums as a living laboratory where reality learns new choreography. Thought becomes architecture, breath becomes electricity, and every heart generates a micro-sun that entrains the field. The collective body stands at a threshold of acceleration, with roots in stillness. The new timeline does not knock on the door. It is already inside the house, arranging the furniture of perception. Owner Section 1. Peso's deep gaze, archetypes moving through the city of light. The current of the age pushes through the arteries of society like a luminous river. Ancient skins flake from institutions, while a subtler dermis grows beneath, tender and brilliant. Within the psyche of the collective, 5 archetypes compose the present symphony. 1. The Threshold Guardian. Pattern of contraction and control. Its task is discernment, not punishment. It tests coherence by amplifying doubt until purpose resonates clearly. 2. The Weaver of Networks. Pattern of interdependence. It connects people, tools, and timelines. It breeds reciprocity into community, invents circular economies of meaning, and upgrades collaboration from obligation to joy. 3. The Solar Child Pattern of Creative Innocence. It carries play as a high technology. It pulls solutions from the edges, makes space for surprise, and turns mistakes into prototypes. 4. The Bridge Builder Pattern of Translation. It sits between science and mysticism, market and soul, matter and symbol. It refuses warfare between languages and builds grammar for peace. 5. The Keeper of the Quiet. Pattern of Integration. It safeguards the nocturnal library where experience digests into wisdom. It reduces noise, restores rhythm, and teaches the spine to remember its verticality. The social field oscillates, noise peaks, then windows of immaculate silence open. In those windows, new agreements whisper themselves into existence. The most visible symptom of the age is relational incoherence. The remedy is resonant alignment, thought, feeling, word, and action vibrating in one tone. Society becomes medicinal when people choose microcoherence over macrodrama. Section 2. Scientific and Psychological Foundations, Transpersonal and Humanistic Intelligence in Practice. Transpersonal Psychology recognizes that the individual self is a wave of a wider ocean. Practices that expand state capacity, breathwork, contemplative silence, embodied prayer, focused visualization, operate as neurophenomenological training. They stabilize attention, soften ego rigidity, and open channels for insight. When enough nodes of a network stabilize presence, the network reweights its predictive models. Compassion becomes efficient, not sentimental. Humanistic psychology places self-actualization, authenticity, and values at the center of growth. In collective translation, this becomes public authenticity, leadership that admits uncertainty and cultivates listening as a core skill. Operational unconditional positive regard, policies and themes that honor difference while preserving direction. Meaning as a metric. Productivity grafted to purpose reduces burnout and restores creativity. Neuroscience of the social body adds spine to the vision. Neuroplasticity tracks attention, training awareness toward gratitude, present moment orientation, and somatic safety reduces the allostatic load of threat. Polyvagal literacy helps groups switch from defensive mobilization to social engagement. Dopamine stabilizes not only through quick hits, but through coherent trajectories with visible progress markers. Ritual functions as an evolutionary tool that closes stress cycles and reopens regenerative cycles. Symbolic examples in motion. A school replaces punitive policies with restorative agreements, and the frequency of aggression drops while pro-social behaviors rise. A neighborhood time bank equates an hour of tutoring with an hour of carpentry, and abundance begins to circulate as trust. A team inserts 90-second coherent breathing in meetings, and decision quality improves. The thread that unites these examples is coherence applied at the smallest actionable scale. Section 3. Biodecoding the collective. When the social field speaks through the body, bodies serve as sensitive antennas for systemic weather. Many personal symptoms mirror accumulated collective tensions. Read them as messages and design concrete releases. Throat tension and rigid jaw, meaning overmanagement of speech in polarized environments. Release. Daily practices of gentle truth, vowel toning, humming, and short altruistic honesty delivered with kindness. Lower back pain, meaning survival stress and compressed responsibility. Release. Pragmatic order in finances, space decluttering, explicit asks for help, and shared load agreements at home and work. Insomnia, meaning hypervigilance from informational overload. Release. Digital sunset, breath ratios such as 4 to 7 to 8, intentional closure sentences before sleep, and light exposure at morning. Dermatitis and allergic reactivity, meaning boundaries blurred, confusion between mine and not mine. Release. Sacred nose, simplification of commitments, daily earth contact, and brief restorative intervals free of performance. Thoracic anxiety, meaning unprocessed personal and collective grief. Release. Miniature ceremonies of farewell, 20-second hugs to entrain ventral states, compassionate writing rituals. A simple 3-move liberation protocol. 1. Name without drama. Describe the symptom as messenger. 2. Link emotion and context. Locate the social situation that resonates with the symptom. 3. Transmute with action. Enact a small embodied ritual that marks the shift and locks the learning into the fascia of habit. The chronic disease of the system is relational incoherence. The immune system of culture strengthens with every microcoherent exchange. Bueno, Section 4. Quantum NLP Tools. Rewriting the Matrix of Meaning. Quantum NLP aligns language, imagination, physiology, and field. The aim is to bind inner narrative to outer decision with elegance. 4.17 Step Timeline. Reframe 1. Stand with feet grounded and spine awake. 2. Mark 3 points on the floor. Past, present, future. 3. On present, name the theme calmly. 4th step into past. Locate the missing resource and breathe it into the chest. 5. Return to present with the resource installed. 6. Step into future. See the solved scene in color, sound, and sensation. 7. Return to present and anchor by pressing sternum gently and saying, I choose coherence. Diaum. 4.2 Triune Coherence Anchor. Physical. Thumb and index finger touch. Verbal. Light order love. Yellow visual. Ya golden triangle igniting in the chest. Activate during stress, negotiations, or creative sprints. 4.3 Identity Swish for Collective Habits. 1. Shrink and desaturate the old habit image. 2. Enlarge and brighten the image of the coherent self inside the social scene. 3. Swish with a crisp gesture so the new image slides into the foreground. 4. Repeat 5 times while breathing rhythmically. 5. Seal with one physical step forward. 4.4 Language of Reality Script. Vector Affirmations. I walk in resonance with purpose. My relationships breathe clarity, honesty, and support. Abundance circulates with ethics, beauty, and service. Operational mantra. I order my energy. I purify my word. I activate my path. Derba Desali. 4.5 Visualization. Crystal City Protocol. Close your eyes. A silver-white crystalline city pulses with your breath. Each building embodies a value: truth, kindness, creativity, justice, joy, service, play, silence. Walk to the one calling your name today. Receive a small luminous gem in your chest and carry that frequency into your next meeting, your next post, your next decision. Barak. 4.6 Conversational Coherence Map. Intention. State purpose in one sentence. Frame. Name boundaries and time. Bridge. Reflect the other person's core value. Ask. Make a specific request or offer. Seal. Define next visible step and time. This map transforms circular conversations into forward motion while preserving dignity. 4.7 Micro Design for Teams. 55-minute focus sprints. 5-minute regulation breaks. One visible Kanban of energy states: red mobilized, yellow assessing, green engaged. Daily gratitude line with one concrete appreciation per member. Dr. Section 5. Spiritual perspective and Christ consciousness. Unity in the everyday Christic consciousness unfolds as a frequency of unity. It recognizes luminous worth in all beings and invites a posture of courageous tenderness. 10 operational virtues anchor it in civic life. 1. Presence, without speed addiction. 2. Kindness measured in small acts. 3. Sincerity free of harshness. 4. Service that dignifies both sides. 5. Gratitude as a heart technology. 6. Beauty as a criterion of design. 7. Silence to metabolize stimulus excess. 8. Restorative justice rather than revenge. 9. Jubilation that celebrates life during challenge. 10. Unity that orchestrates difference instead of erasing it. Buddhist emptiness offers lightness. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything co-arises. Psychomagic remembers that symbol transforms where argument stalls. Multidimensional tools allow intuition and science to hold hands like old friends walking home together. Subtle anatomy for a social body. Crown receives guidance for shared purpose. Brow organizes vision and long-range pattern. Throat cleans the word and protects agreements. Heart harmonizes and entrains group rhythm. Solar plexus asserts boundaries and clean power. Sacrum circulates creativity and resource exchange. Root anchors security and place. When these centers are honored in individuals and institutions, policy becomes prayer with spreadsheets and contracts. Diro, Section 6, Integrative Ritual, 9 minutes to anchor the new timeline. Duration, 9 minutes. Objective, clear mind, coherent heart, aligned action, 1. 333, breath, 2 minutes. Inhale 3, hold 3, exhale 3, through the nose. See the golden triangle glowing in the chest. 2. Hands on chest and belly. 2 minutes. Say, I am here, I am safe, I am guided. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. 3. Cleansing gesture. 1 minute with both hands, sweep from crown to heart to navel as if clearing static. Let it fall to the earth. 4. Field affirmation. 2 minutes. I choose coherence in words, beauty in actions, truth in decisions. 5. Micro act of love. 2 minutes. Send one gratitude message, offer one concrete help, tidy 1 square meter, drink water consciously, seal with I, done and blessed, no. Weekly compliment. At dawn or dusk, light a white candle and say, I consecrate my week to loving order. Extinguish without blowing, using a lid or moist fingertips. Lunar weave. New moon, declare 3 seeds of intention. First quarter, choose 1 friction and face it gently. Full moon, gratitude inventory with names. Last quarter, release 1 commitment that no longer resonates. Communal energy sovereignty, sacred boundaries, and relational prosperity. A thriving network respects the frequency of each node. 3 pillars stabilize the field. 1. Sacred boundaries. A clean no spoken with grace arranges reality and protects innocence. 2. Explicit agreements. Roles, timelines, expectations, and success metrics written and visible. Less assumption, more clarity. 3. Reciprocity economy. Giving and receiving move in a spiral. Fair fees, conscious donations, skill exchange, relational prosperity becomes a primary wealth index. Meeting protocol. 60 seconds of shared breath to open. 1 round for intention. Visible objectives with clear owners. Closing gratitude and next calendar steps. 1 minute debrief. What worked, what to refine. DAL, 33-day reconfiguration plan. Week 1, noise detox. 2 screen-free windows daily, unsubscribe from irrelevant streams, hydrate attention with nourishing reading and silence. Week 2, language of reality. Replace complaint with request, log 3 wins per day, practice vector affirmations. Week 3, high-frequency bonds. 1 pending conversation with loving honesty, 1 act of service, 1 boundary delivered with respect. Week 4, purpose design. Map your non-negotiable values. Choose 3 lighthouse projects with a first visible step. Consecrate the week with candle ritual. Days 29 to 33. Integration. Simple evaluation. Keep, release, initiate. Celebrate coherently with your community. See, there were timeline notes for 2025 in active unfolding. Oscillation. Between contraction and expansion grows shorter, teaching quick recovery. Amplification of self-organized micro-communities with clear value packs. Normalization of emotional education in families, schools, and workplaces. Briswant of artistry as social medicine and cross-generational bridge. Ethical abundance as a cultural aspiration that couples prosperity with beauty and service. Arcturian activation codes for the present. Speak gently with breath, hand over heart, 3 times each. And Rashem, mind static dissolves. Torelna, order settles, purpose clarifies. Mayharin, compassion moves with precision. Krionel, creative coherence turns on. Somyalom, rest regenerates deeply. ORM-ATE, ethical abundance circulates. See each code as a golden sigil descending into your chest, spinning 3 times, then nesting softly. Ronda, anchors for everyday scenarios. Transit, triangular breathing with a silent, light order love on each exhale. Market, gratitude to land, producers, and hands that move the goods. Work, a short pause every 55 minutes, stretch, sip water, micro affirmation. The home, a simple altar with a stone candle and glass of water to remember presence. Networks, post with usefulness and beauty as North Stars. Derasect our culture of peace as calendar, not slogan. Emotional literacy embedded in play, ritual, and agreements. Restorative justice as default response to friction. Public art and nature contact as civic therapy. Technology that increases freedom rather than dependency. Entrepreneurship designed with ethics at inception, not as a later patch. The societal body as a cathedral of nerves and stars. Streetlights echo constellations. Office corridors resemble capillaries. Parks function as lungs. Libraries act like hippocampi archiving collective memory. Studios and workshops behave as motor cortices where intention becomes muscle. The social organism heals when each district remembers its organ function and collaborates as one body. Cities learn to breathe, villages learn to dream, and households learn to distribute tenderness like clean electricity. Practical fieldwork. Kits. Kite. Individual regulation. 4 to 7 to 8 breath at night, nasal breathing by day. 3 gratitude lines upon waking. 5-minute body scan at midday. Evening closure sentence. I return my energy to my center. Kit B. Household resonance. Weekly circle for appreciation and logistics. Shared wall calendar with energy codes for days. 1 tech-free meal daily. Doorway pause ritual. Hand on frame, 1 breath. Enter with intention. Kit C. Theme coherence. Begin with 90 seconds of silence. Clarify decision owner, advisor, contributors, informed. Document agreements in one visible place. End with a single sentence summary and first step scheduled. Kit D. Community weave. Public gratitude wall. Skill exchange map. Mutual aid microfund for quick relief. Quarterly celebration to metabolize effort into joy. Tertiary. Financial ethics as frequency. Money behaves like water. It needs channels, dams, lakes, and rain. When ethics guides flow, money irrigates dignity and seeds long-term fertility. Transparent pricing, fair exchange, sliding scales, and donation portals create a resonance where generosity and sustainability dance. Abundance ripens under the sun of clarity. Creativity as infrastructure. Songs, murals, poems, and prototypes do more than decorate. They tune the nervous system of the city. A single mural that names a shared value can reduce vandalism and increase care. A poem on a bus can alter the chemistry of a morning commute. A prototype built in a garage can shift the trajectory of a neighborhood economy. Art is not extracurricular. Art is breathing. Earth technologies in daily rhythm. Barefoot contact with soil for 2 minutes grounds ions and stories. Windows open at dawn reset circadian clocks. Compost returns digestion lessons to the garden. Quiet walks restore default mode networks to healthy wandering rather than anxious spinning. Water drunk with intention becomes a traveling prayer that rinses the cortex. Dalesirado, high resolution synthesis. The collective stands inside a corridor of acceleration stabilized by quiet. Coherence at the smallest scale is the prime mover. Emotional literacy, relational clarity, and spiritual humility act as sovereign triad. Technology must be braided to ethics and beauty. Celebration is a governance tool, not a distraction. Maserdesi, master phrase, quantum challenge, and activation code. Master phrase. Presence arranges reality. Coherence unlocks momentum. Love governs the architecture. Quantum challenge for the next 24 hours. Choose one conversation and apply the conversational coherence map. Open with intention. Define a boundary. Reflect the other's core value. Articulate a specific request or offer. And seal with one visible next step on a calendar. End with one gratitude line. Activation code. ELORAELONTIA. Whispered on the exhale 3 times, spine tall, hands on heart. Light descends along the midline and locks into action. Closing vibration. A society heals in the rhythm of small, honest gestures repeated with beauty. The timeline already sings inside every chest. Walk as if the city were a temple, and as if your words were candles. The lattice answers to tenderness, disciplined into practice. Con amor Andrew.